What up, what up? Squirrel Man's back again. I told y'all I was gonna make a review video about CRST and why I left, and this is my video on that. I'm gonna try to keep a long story short. The last few months that we were there, we found out that there was new ownership or something like that. There was new higher ups. They replaced some people or whatever. I think one guy left and another guy took over or something like that. So once that happened, they started firing a whole bunch of people, and not really the drivers. It was the people that were working, in the actual shops and whatever, like driver managers and safety guys and all sorts of shit. They just started laying people off like crazy, and it didn't make any fucking sense to us, man. It was because there were people that got laid off that were really good people, and we couldn't make heads or tails of it. It didn't make any sense to us, right? Our driver manager got fired, and we were pissed about that because when we came back, because we worked there for a year, then we left, and then we came back, and that was one of our big stipulations. We were we're not coming back unless this person is our driver manager, because we liked her a lot. She was really cool. And then they fired her on our Christmas vacation, and no one ever said anything to us. We just come back, and they're like, oh yeah, she's gone. We were fucking pissed about that, right? So, and then it all went downhill from there. Because we had certain agreements, certain things, certain understandings that we were used to, and then they just acted like they didn't know anything of what we were talking about. We don't know what you're talking about, right? So it's for one big example, when we first started there, you're mandatory supposed to be out for 3 weeks, and then you get 5 days off. So you stay out for 21 days, and then they give you 5 days off. Well, then they tried to act like they didn't know anything about that, right? And then they said, okay, well, for every week you stay out, you get a day. So if I stay out for 3 weeks, I get 3 days. I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Because most of the time, we wouldn't stay out for 3 weeks. We'd stay out for 3.5, 4 weeks most of the time. And then they give us 7 to 10 days off, and that was cool, right? Because we get a nice vacation, right? And I think that's most of the reason why I stayed in that job as long as I did, because I would stay out for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I get that 10 days off, and that made me feel good to have that nice a little vacation, But then it just started going downhill from there, man. They just, their expectations became so unrealistic for the driver, man. And at that point, we were already planning on leaving. And I'm like, all you guys are doing is throwing fucking gas on the fire. That's all you're doing. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys expect to get any drivers acting the way you do, right? They didn't want to give us any raise. They didn't want to give us a raise. They didn't give us no incentive to want to stay in that truck. Not one. They were actually taking away incentives to want to stay in the truck. And that's the funniest shit ever. It's you not only are you not giving me incentives, you're giving me reasons to want to leave. You're just making it worse, right? Which is the worst negotiation tactics I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's so fucking ridiculous, dude. But that was a big part of why we left. Not just all the obvious things, the health and sleeping in the truck and all that shit. So, if you worked for CRST a couple years ago, I'm just warning you right now, it's not the same as it used to be. It's not the same. A lot of people left. A lot of people got fired, which is ridiculous. I think when they got that new management, that just fucked everything up, right? It just fucked everything up. And anyway, I wanted to make that video so I could share, a little of the inside story of what happened. The reason why me and Biscuit split up, I don't know if I talked about this in the video, but he kind of got sick. I'm not going to go into details, but he kind of got sick and something happened, and he jumped out of the truck on me in Ohio and said he was coming back, never came back. I knew he wasn't going to come back. When he got out of the truck, I knew he wasn't coming back. But then I tried to hang out for a week, because we were supposed to stay in that truck an extra month, right? Our last day was supposed to be April 15th. I got out a month early. So we were supposed to stay out for like 2 months, and then we were just going to be done. We were already planning that was going to be our last tour, you know? So it just got cut like a month short, right? So that's basically in a nutshell what happened. But anyway, after he jumped out the truck, they tried to pair me up with somebody else, and I was like, fuck no, man. And I'm telling you, if you're doing teams, it's so hard to trust somebody driving while you're back there trying to sleep. You know, your worst fear as a driver, as a team driver, is that you get woken up into an accident and get killed. Or you don't wake up at all. You know, you're just fucking dead. That's like your worst fear. So when Biscuit jumped out the truck on me, I was like, I can't trust anybody else, man, because I could say whatever I want about Biscuit. Yeah, there's a lot of things he did to aggravate me, but he was my fucking homeboy. I knew I could trust him to drive, and I wasn't gonna fucking die, you know? So it's like, that was definitely where I stood on that, right? It's like, say what you want about whoever, if they can keep you alive, then they're worth keeping around, right? So that's a huge thing you need to think about when you're thinking about going into teams. Just because you get along with somebody doesn't mean you really want to drive with them, because that motherfucker, you don't know what he's going to be like long term. You know, you don't know if they're built for it. It's hard to find two people that can mesh for a long period of time, live together, put up with each other's shit, and be able to drive safely. It's a hard combination to put together. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys some insight on that, because I never really got a chance to tell that story, I don't think. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if you're thinking about being a team driver, because I'm not telling you to not be a team driver. There's a lot of advantages to being a team driver, trust me, but there's some disadvantages too. Yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.